Hello and welcome back to yoga. My name is Shannon. Thank you for joining me. Always remember to listen to your body, do what you can, do what's safe and comfortable, and if you have any prior injuries, always be mindful of that. Remember that your body knows best. Let's begin. Take a deep breath in as you grow an inch taller from hips to head, and as you breathe out, let your eyes close. Let your forehead relax. Let your eyebrows drop an inch or half inch. Allow your shoulder blades to sink down your back away from your earlobes. Let your knees drop closer to the floor. Invite your inner thighs to soften and relax. As you breathe in, expand with oxygen. As you breathe out, let go of the carbon dioxide. Let go of tension and stress. Let go of everything you've been holding on to that is no longer serving you. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Find length and space on your in-breath. Softness and stillness on your out-breath. Feel the rising and the falling. Feel your head, shoulders, and hips, and notice their alignment without trying to force or change anything. Just simply bringing your conscious awareness to what was previously unconscious. On your next in-breath, begin to reach up, hips to head, like you could grow taller. On your out-breath, palms down, chin down, lean back and round. Inhale, lengthen, straighten, reach up, hips to head. Exhale, lean back and round. One more deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in as you straighten up, and as you exhale, find your way forward and down. Just wherever it's safe for you to go today. Breathe in, breathe out. Let your body be your guide as you surrender into gravity. Feel the expansion as you breathe in, softening and the letting go as you breathe out. Inhale deeply, and on your next exhale, start to drop your chest, elbows, armpits, chin, and forehead towards the floor. Don't feel like they have to touch. Just soften and relax any areas of tension, gripping, holding that you may find. Maybe gently, slowly wiggling to the right or the left a tiny bit to help bring into your awareness some hidden tension, pockets in the shoulders or hips. See if you can relax a little bit more each time that you breathe out. When you feel ready, gently, slowly find your way back up. We're going to reverse the crossing of your feet so that the other leg is in front or on top. So just switch them around. If you've been working into your half lotus, your Ardha Padmasana, then you can start with one foot on top of the opposite thigh as we do our warm-ups, our typical side to side, front to back, twisting warm-up stretches, opening the front of the body, opening the back of the body. And then, partway through you can switch it up so the other foot is on top of the inner thigh. If that's too much ankle, knee, and hip pressure, other choices are to play with a block or pillow to prop yourself up, or to just do our Sukhasana, where we have easy pose, one foot in front of the other, and we just switched whichever foot was in front. So in front or on top, you decide. We're going to do our side body stretches. Bring your right arm out to the side, inhale your left arm out and up, and exhale with a side stretch. Wake up the whole side body from the armpit to the hip. And then breathe into your left lung and see if you can lift and separate the ribs on the left side, just breathing a little more space into that left side body, and as you breathe out, soften. Surrender the carbon dioxide out, let it go. Breathe into where it feels tight, and as you let go of the breath, invite some of the tension and stress to leave your body with it. You can wiggle or gently twist or move your head into a position that opens up the side of your neck or shoulder a little bit better. You can also play with wiggling your fingers on the top hand, circling your wrist. And if this is too far down, you don't feel comfortable holding yourself up, you've got some shoulder or elbow or wrist discomfort, get your block or maybe a sturdy folded up blanket that's a quilt style, or maybe a big beach towel you can fold up and use for support. Take one more slow, deep breath. And when you're ready, push through the right hand, pull through the left, all the way up. On your exhale, we're going to the other side. If you like the block, bring it with you. Deep breath out and up. And exhale, side stretch. Breathe into your right lung and see if you can lift and separate the ribs on the right side with your in-breath. With your out-breath, feel the space between the ribs close in a little bit. Inhale, open up the space in between your rib cage, in between two ribs or in between each rib. And as you breathe out, let it close back in. One more time, you can keep looking up. If you get dizzy or lightheaded, you can look forward or down, or if it feels better in your neck to rotate, you can. A little reminder to wiggle the fingers and wrist in any way that feels nice. Just be mindful, whatever movements you choose, feel the effect that it has down your body. Like what happens if you wiggle your pinky finger versus your thumb or your middle finger? How are those sensations different all along that side body, rib cage to hip? Along the rib cage, armpit to hip. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, lean back and round. Inhale, straighten one more time. Exhale, lean back and round. Find your way up to a tall spine. You're going to do a little bit of twisting. So bring your arms out shoulder high, take a deep breath in, reach up through your head, out through your fingertips. Exhale, twist to your right, right hand behind you, left hand over to the right leg. And start to send breath into the left lung. And notice where you feel it. I feel it along the left side of my back, between my shoulder blade, and just all the way down the rib cage. So I feel it starting right up here along my armpit and shoulder blade, and just expanding all the way down. Take one more deep breath. Soften as you breathe out. On your in-breath, reach up through your head, out through your fingers, lengthen, reach, twist the other way. Breathe into the right lung. Breathe out and soften, shoulders down from your ears. Inhale. Exhale. Take another deep breath or two. Noticing where you feel the breath in your body. When you're ready, inhale and wind to the front. And on your exhale, lengthen out your legs, gently bounce and rock. I think we're on that second side a little bit longer than the first, so if you're starting to feel it, switch back. If you're working your Ardha Padmasana, your half lotus,
Try to switch and keep it as even as you can so we don't overstretch one ankle and top of the foot. Circle your feet both directions, rock in and out like the Mercedes, spread your toes, just pump some blood through your legs and feet and ankles. And we're gonna come onto all fours for cat and cow. So when you get there, stack your joints, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Begin to inhale, lift your head and tail. Exhale, gently push the ground away as you round into cat stretch. Breathe in, shine your heart forward, roll your shoulders down. You can lift the chin and open your throat if it's nice. Breathe out, push the ground away, pull in below the navel, hips forward, chin down. Let's take 2 more. If it's too much, just do a little half cow and a little half cat. Don't feel like you have to go so far. Listen to your body. It knows best. One more deep breath wherever it's safe to go. In and out. And if you get dizzy or lightheaded, be sure to keep your eyes on a still point. Move more slowly and try to keep your head more still. As you come back into neutral spine, flat back, take a deep breath in. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, push back into down dog. Breathe. Allow your head to become heavy. Bend one knee as you press into the opposite heel and then start to switch. Inhale and exhale. Exhale and inhale. Maybe one more time to each side. And when you're ready, come back into down dog. Push the mat away. Reach up to your shoulders if you can. From your shoulders, lengthen to your tailbone. From your tailbone, softly press through your heels. Let your head hang. Turn it to the left. And then turn to the right. We're going to turn the head one more time side to side. If this is too much for you and your body, feel free to rest in child's pose at any point. As you're ready, gently, slowly bring your knees down. Deep breath in. Push back to your extended child's pose. Walk your fingertips forward. Stretch out your shoulders. Forehead to the floor if it reaches. And we're going to take our little puppy dog stretch, inching the left fingertips forward, letting your left hip drop off your left heel. And then start to inhale through center. And as you exhale, inch one the right fingertips forward. Let your right hip drop off your right heel. Breathe in, come through center. Breathe out and reach. Breathe in, come through center. Breathe out and reach. One more time to each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, left fingertips stretch forward. Stretch the left hip and shoulder. Drop the left elbow and armpit, and then switch. Let go of the arm. Let go of the breath. Come into center. And we're going to rest, fingertips back by the toes, palms up, elbows and shoulders down. Remember, if this is way too much, you can always take your hands under your head or prop up with your blankets or pillows or block. Just if you're using blankets, pillows, or towels, make sure it's a stable stack so it's not wiggling and moving and shifting underneath you. And as you're ready, we're going to find our way onto the belly. So come onto your belly. Take a deep breath in. Tuck your toes under. Walk your heels down the mat, left and right. And once you get there, forehead to the floor. You're going to take elbows underneath your shoulders and come into your Sphinx. All 10 fingers reaching and spread, shoulder blades down your back, toes softly reaching out of the hips, chest and heart shining forward, shoulders down, neck and throat open, soft forehead and face. Notice the distance between the tops of your shoulders and the bottoms of your earlobes. If you're finding that your shoulders are up and your ears are down and your neck is sort of disappearing, see if it's possible to push down from palms to elbows, lengthen forward and up.
Breathe. Shoulder blades are gently down, so not up, down if we can. One more deep breath. On your inhale, begin to separate your elbows, let your chest drop down, turn one ear down to the mat. Breathe in, breathe out and surrender. Gently wiggle your hips. Forehead down, toes to the sky, cross your ankles and shins. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, rock to one side. Inhale through center and exhale to the other side. Breathe in and out, in and out. And then switch which foot is on top or in back and go side to side one more time. So if the right leg was in front, switch so the left leg is in front. And release the legs out behind you. Reach from hips to toes so the legs are long. You can lift as you lengthen if that helps. We're going to start to slide hands or fists under the shoulders if you can. Elbows pull down and in. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, push the ground away. Lengthen forward and up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take another breath or two. Notice that we're not all the way straight. We have elbows bent, hugging in and down. Shoulders are down. Breathe deeply. Try not to peel your fingers up, so we're dumping all the weight into the wrist. Try to gently claw your fingertips in the mat and to distribute your weight across the whole hand. On your inhale, lengthen your chest forward, away from your hips as you come down. On your exhale, push them out away. Gently, slowly work back into child's pose. If you need to stop on all fours, wag your tail, take some mini half cat and cows, go for it. Take a deep breath. Let it all go. One more slow, deep breath. Beautiful. As you're ready, bring your right leg to the front of the mat. Find your lunge. Find some length from your left knee through the quadriceps, the front of the left thigh, through your hip, through your spine, through your neck, and out the top of your head. You want that sensation of your chest going forward and your head lifting up. Breathe. If you feel like you can't quite reach here, fists are one choice. You can make a little fist with your hand so your wrist stays in a straight line and doesn't bend, right? You can use that for support. Or you could use a block if you just need a little more reach and you don't quite feel comfortable. Feel your body breathing in this shape. If at any point it's too much pressure, feel free to rock your hips back. Take some pressure away. Deep breath in, exhale, rock it back. Breathe out. Lengthen from your right heel through the right calf, past the right knee, through the back of the right thigh, the hamstrings, into the right hip. And then find length from your tailbone through your spine, out the top of your head, and drop your chest, chin, and forehead down. Take one more deep breath here, always knowing you can bend the knee and take the pressure away and come back into the lunge as needed. We're going to switch sides. On all fours, or if you like to hop. If you're feeling feisty today, feel free. Once you get there, we're going to find that lunge, lengthening from the right knee, through the right thigh, through your spine, out the top of your head. And we want that sensation of pulling forward through the chest and heart space. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice your shoulders. Are they up in your ears? Maybe we can roll them down the back a little bit. Take another deep breath in and then ask yourself, how can I relax more? Maybe the toes of your left foot are subtly peeled up and you can soften them down to the ground. Feel your left ankle and calf and knee and thigh. Notice if your teeth are gritted, if your jaw is tight. Let it go.
Take a deep breath to prepare. We're going to rock it back to that hamstring stretch.
Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften the back right ankle and arch and foot. Soften your elbows down towards the ground. Take a deep breath in, soften through the shoulders and upper back. Check in with your jaw and throat and face. Maybe one more slow, deep breath. When you're ready, come back into lunge.
And rest in child's pose or down dog. So if down dog is a rest position for you,
Feel free to go to down dog. If down dog is not restful, it's really hard work and it puts too much pressure on your shoulders and wrists, then go into child's pose with your knees, hips, and head down. Whatever you choose, breathe in. Breathe out. Allow your heartbeat to slow down as you feel your body in this shape. Notice your balance left to right, if we're sort of cockeyed to one side. Notice if your breath flows freely and easily or not. Notice if we are gritting the teeth and jaw. As you're ready, find your way to seated.
legs out in front, gentle bounce, and rock. Take it in and out. Beautiful. And we're going to go into cow face, if that's in your practice. So we're going to try left knee on top of the right knee. So for some of us, it might look like this, knee over knee. Some of us aren't going to be able to get that top knee all the way down. So if your top knee's up a little higher, that's okay. If you feel like you really have to straighten out your bottom leg, that's okay too. I've had tight hips and knees and ankles, and I know sometimes you're like, it just doesn't bend that way. So do what you can. Another choice would be to elevate your bottom up onto a little block or folded up quilt or blanket or towel or pillow, something that's stable enough that you'll be safe. But we're going to go left knee on top if we can. So what we're going for is knee over knee, and as much as possible we want to be on these outside edges of the feet. So not the sole of the foot, we want the sole of the foot facing out behind us. Reach up through your head, down through your shoulders, and if this is plenty, just stay here and breathe, and whenever you need to come out, you can lengthen out, maybe move your knees a little bit, switch sides, and rest when you need rest. For those that are quite comfortable here, if you have bind in your practice, you can feel free to bind with the right elbow up and the left elbow down. And if you're even comfortable leaning forward, putting more pressure on the hips, that's a choice. If that's way too much for today, then don't do that. But what we're going to do is, hip legs this way. If you need that bind, you're going for the bind and you just kind of don't reach, then feel free to take a strap or a belt or bathrobe tie or whatever you might have handy, a piece of fabric that's sturdy enough, a towel that you could use to bridge the gap. Okay? And you can stretch your shoulders that way, or you can always just kind of hang onto your shirt, top and bottom, whatever you can reach. And breathe. And whenever you feel ready, we're going to release out and switch sides. So remember, you can use your strap to bind if that's something you choose to play with today. We're going to be taking right knee on the top now. So remember to pause and lengthen out and bounce and wiggle and rock. If you're up on the block and that doesn't work, then you can try like a little side-to-side rock and just see if that gets a little movement into your hips and knees and ankles, and of course, breathe. So when you're ready, second side. Hopefully I got it right, all the twisting in different directions. And I think I got it backwards. Yeah, so we're going to go for our bind and fold if that's in your practice.
Again, if that's way too much, don't force your body. Just do what you can. It's totally fine to be here
Up on your block, breathing, or maybe with that bottom leg extended, just leaning forward to wherever you can, wherever you feel safe, or maybe inhale up, then exhale down. And take another breath or two, just doing whatever you can do. And when you feel ready to come up and out, find your way up and out. Lengthen out, breathe out. Bounce and rock. Awesome. So we're going to find our way onto the back. Scoot forward to the front edge of your mat. Control down if it's a yes. Lengthen out, fingers to heels. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, hug the right leg into your chest and squeeze. Shin or thigh, whatever you can reach. And then we're going to take right leg up to the sky. So some of you will be able to take your peace fingers, index, middle, and thumb, hook the big toe, and lengthen up. Some of you, that's a bit of a long reach, like it was for me for quite a while, so maybe you can just kind of hold onto your calf with both hands, or even your thigh. I know the knee is super convenient, but try not to hold onto your knee. It's really not good to put that kind of pressure on the joint. Again, you can turn to your bathrobe belt or tie or strap, or piece of fabric if you have any of those things, a man's necktie, a belt from your closet, anything like that would work. Now we're going to start to take the right leg off to the right. Breathe in, breathe out. As much as it's safe, we're going to start to draw the foot up towards the face. So if it's safe for you to pull the foot in this way, we're going to pull it in more. If that's too much pressure, don't apply that much pressure. Just pull it in until you feel that resistance and then drop over. You can have the left hand on your left hip gently pushing down, or you can reach out to the left and look towards the left fingertips. If you feel better letting that right foot land on a block or pillow, that's another choice as well if it gets down that low. You could also rest it against the wall if it touches, or in a chair, on the couch. Any of those things are fine as long as they don't put pressure on your ankle or knee. As you're ready, inhale back into center, cross your body, drop down through your right hip. Feel that stretch from the right pinky toe all the way up the right hip. Breathe into your right outer thigh, right outer hip, right knee and calf as if we had lungs in all those places. Come back into the center, take a deep breath in. We're going to hug in a little bit tighter if it's safe. Of course, if it's not, don't. Take a deep breath in and begin to gently bend your knee in towards your chest, keeping your heel up to the ceiling if you can. And we're going to see if it's possible to bring the right knee off to the right so that it begins to drop off. That right inner thigh drops off the right side of the rib cage, and the right knee begins to fall in towards that right armpit. I know that might sound crazy right now, but just do what you can. It used to sound crazy to me too. Take one more deep breath wherever it's safe to go, and when you're ready, push up through the ball of your foot, lengthen up to the sky. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to slowly come all the way down. If this is not good for your back, the alternative would be to bend your knee, bring your heel in towards your behind, and then slide out along the mat. So whichever one of those two options works better for you, you choose. We're going to pause here, close your eyes, feel your right leg and your left leg, and just notice how each leg feels. Feel your right hip and your left hip. Notice any difference. Feel your right calf and your left calf. Feel the sole of each foot. Take one more deep breath. We're going to go to the left side. Inhale first on your exhale, left knee up. Draw it into your chest. Gently squeeze shin or thigh. Take a deep breath in to prepare, and we're going to see if we can take it up to the sky. So if you're wrapping, it's usually best to go around the ball of the foot. Press up. Breathe. Hold where you feel safe. You can have it as far away or close in as you feel comfortable. We want to keep the knee as straight as we can. If the knee needs to bend, it's fine to let it bend. Just notice that as your knee bends, so will the stretch. So this stretch is going to be different from this stretch. So
So you can even play with that and inhale, bend, and exhale, extend, and kind of notice what happens along the back of your thigh and hip and bottom as you bend or extend. Whenever you feel ready, we're going to start to open to the left. Take a deep breath in with your leg as straight as you can comfortably go, and we're going to open to the left. Remember that if you feel like you need to bend your knee, you absolutely should. Right hand to the right hip, or right hand out to the side, wherever you feel best. You can look up at the ceiling or off to the right. Breathe in. Breathe out, and if it's safe to pull forward, in towards your head, away from the right foot, you can experiment with that. But just remember that we're not trying to bend the knee to accomplish that. We're just bending the knee if we need to bend the knee. Take another breath or two, letting go of the breath, letting go of tension and stress. And when you feel ready, start to inhale back up into the center. And on your exhale, we're going to cross the body to the right. Feel what's happening in that left outer thigh and hip. Take a deep breath in, and you want a sensation of the left hip dropping down, away from your head towards your right foot. Almost like you could take that left waist, the top of the hip and pelvis area, and wrap it out and down. Breathe. In and out, out and in. Maybe one more deep breath into this left hip and thigh area as if we had lungs here. Of course, don't stay that long if that's too much for your body. Inhale back into center. And we're going into our half happy baby. Knee in towards the armpit, heel up towards the ceiling. So as we bend, the thigh is going to start to connect to your stomach and rib cage. And now I want the thigh to slide off to the left and down a little bit. So it might not bend that way today, but in time, your body might bend a little bit more. So just do what you can, breathe. Of course, if you can comfortably reach, it's fine to use your hand instead of a strap. Take one or two more breaths here if it's safe. Of course, if it's too much pressure, feel free to inhale and open up, and exhale and gently come down. And inhale and take some pressure away, and exhale and come down. You can also bend this other knee, the one that's on the mat. Sometimes if we bend the straight leg, it'll let the bent knee come lower. So that's something else you can play with and see what works for your body. When you're ready, lengthen all the way out and down, unless it's better for you to come in near your bottom, and then slide out. Once you're all the way down, we're going to lengthen both legs out, turn your toes open, roll your shoulder blades down your back, stretch out through all 10 fingers. Take a deep breath. You can sigh it out or just let it go, letting your body drop into the floor. And then take a deep breath in, cross your left elbow over the right, take opposite shoulders and gently pull down. Hold for a breath in and out. And then inhale, open up. And we're going to cross right elbow on the top, take each shoulder in the opposite hand, gently pull down. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can take a little wiggle if you like. Release. If there's anything else your body needs, perhaps a twist in each direction, an inversion, a bridge, a shoulder stand, make time for that. If not, just begin to feel your forehead, your face, your jaw, your throat and chest and shoulders and upper back, your belly and low back and hips and thighs, your knees and calves and ankles. Take one more deep breath, and on your exhale, relax from the tops of your shoulders to the tips of your fingers. Allow yourself to just be. As you're ready, gently begin to return your attention to the present moment. Take a deep breath and let it all go. Slowly move the tips of your fingers and toes. Let that movement travel more into your hands and feet. As you turn your head to one side and then the other. And when you feel ready, raise your right arm overhead. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, roll onto your right side. Curl up into the fetal position and just rest. Feeling your body breathing in. Feeling your body breathing out. And as you're ready, eyes closed if you can. Find your way up to a comfortable seated position. And hands together in front of your heart. Take a deep breath. Let it all go. Pause for one moment longer to feel what there is to feel in this body, in this moment. Namaste. Thank you for making this time in your day for yourself. Thank you for taking this time for your practice. Thank you for sharing it with me. And I hope that we get together again soon. Namaste.